My dear children, today we discussed about the different modes of nutrition other than autotrophic nutrition or photosynthesis in plants. Okay, we know that some of plants need a number of nutrients like that of animals for their growth. We know that we need different kinds of nutrients such as protein, carbohydrate, fat, etc. So the food prepared by photosynthesis, that is a carbohydrate. Other than this carbohydrate, the plants also require proteins and others. Okay. Do you know how the plants can receive this enough amount of proteins? Actually, protein is mainly prepared by using the nitrogen. Nitrogen is absorbed by the plant from the soil. So, in some cases, in some of the plants, they need more amount of protein. That means they want more amount of nitrogen. So, the nitrogen absorbed by the roots, that is usually not enough to carry out this preparation of protein. At that time, some of the plants, they started eating insects. Okay, they started eating insect. Such kind of plants are called insectivorous plants. That means they are eating or they are trapping the insects and also absorbing the juice present in their body. A kind of trapping or a kind of insect eating process. This kind of plants are called insectivorous plant. Picture is given there in the textbook. Picture plant and also Drosera, etc. All the examples for this insectivorous plants. It has a special kind of structure. A cup-like or a trap-like structure is there. This trap can or this structure can trap the insects, and inside this trap the insect is killed by the special kind of body parts such as thorn-like or spine-like parts. By the help of this, the plant body can kill the insect, and the digestive juices from this plant body, that is secreted towards the body of this insect, and the insect's body get digested. Okay. Then other than this, we can see some other kind of nutrition also there. One is a parasitic nutrition. So this is one kind of heterotrophic nutrition. Other modes of nutrition that is present in the plant, heterotrophic nutrition. Are you familiar with a plant named Cuscuta? Cuscuta, it is also known as a Mudilla Thali. That is a common name of this Cuscuta. Okay, Malayalam name of this Cuscuta. This plant is devoid of leaves. That means there is no leaves over this plant. And the stem of this plant is like that of this climber. That means a weak stem, and it is yellow in color. That means there is no chlorophyll. That's why it is usually attaching and growing over other plants and absorbing the food prepared by the other plants. Because Cuscuta is not able to absorb the water from the soil, and also there is no green color, there is no leaves. That's why it's not able to prepare the food, and it is depending on other plants for their food. Such kind of plants are called a parasitic plant. Okay, so here Cuscuta is a parasite. The plant on which it climbs, it is called a host. Among animals also the parasitism is there. We can see the lice and others present over the head of this animals, human beings, etc. ചെള്ള് ചാഴി പേന് ഇതൊക്കെ ഇല്ലേ, ഇതൊക്കെ കാണുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ മനുഷ്യരുടെ ദേഹത്തും മുടിയിലും അതുപോലെ അനിമൽസിൻ്റെ തൊലിയിലും ഒക്കെ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. All these are the examples for parasitic nourishment or nutrition. Okay, another method of nutrition that is saprotrophic nutrition. Okay, this is also one of the heterotrophic method of nutrition. We can see that when we are opening the packet of bread and keeping it outside without caring, what will happen after 2 or 3 days? We can see fluffy umbrella like patches may be there over it. Okay, that is the growth of fungus. പൂപ്പൽ പിടിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും 2-3 ദിവസം കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ. Okay, this is the fungus, and the fungus is usually attaching over wet substratum. എവിടെ നനവുണ്ടോ അവിടേക്ക് ആര് പറ്റിപ്പിടിച്ച് വളരും? ഫംഗസ്. Okay, and the fungus can grow there because the fungal spores are present here. and ഫംഗസിൻ്റെ വിത്തുകൾ ധാരാളം ഉണ്ട് അന്തരീക്ഷവായുവിൽ. Okay, then they absorb the water from the substratum and start to germinate and make the fungal body, and they are usually absorbing the nutrients present in the dead matter or decayed matter. Okay, they are growing over the dead matter or decayed matter and absorbing the nutrients present over it. This is what is called saprotrophic nutrition, and these organisms are called saprotrophs. Okay, like this we can see the symbiotic relationship also. Symbiotic relationship. In case of parasitic relationship, only one organism is benefited, whereas in symbiotic relationship, two organisms are equally benefited. Okay, one example is a lichens. Lichen is a special kind of association that is usually growing this uh, this wet areas, bark of trees, then wall of buildings, etc. Lichens are that is an association of algae plus fungus. The algae that is green in color, which can prepare the food by photosynthesis. At the same time, the fungus in return, which can provide the water and shelter for the algae. So here both are equally important, equally benefited, and this kind of relationship is called a symbiotic relationship. Okay, then how nutrients are replenished in the soil? We know that just after the crop or just after the production of a single type of crop, what will be there? We use the land for cultivating the second generation of the crop, and most of the time the farmers are not using the same kind of crop. You know what is the reason? Because for example, if you are using paddy as the first crop, the paddy requires more amount of nitrogen. So the complete nitrogen content present in the soil, that is usually absorbed by the number one generation, that is a paddy. Okay, so the second, when we are using the paddy as a second generation crop, what will be there? The paddy is not able to grow healthy because there is no nitrogen content. At that time, the farmers are using the second type of crops as usually one leguminous plant. പയറുവർഗ്ഗത്തിലുള്ള ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ചെടിയാണ് സാധാരണ ഫാമേഴ്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യല് സെക്കൻഡ് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് സെക്കൻഡ് ജനറേഷൻ ഓർ ഇൻ്റർവൽ ക്രോപ്പായിട്ട് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. ബിക്കോസ് ദിസ് ലെഗ്യൂമിനസ് പ്ലാന്റ്സ് is a storehouse or home of rhizobium bacteria, a special kind of bacteria present in the root nodules of leguminous plants. These are able to fix the nitrogen present in the atmosphere and also soil. Okay, plants, farmers eat leguminous plants use ചെയ്താൽ it has the capacity to produce nitrogen. In this way or thereby the soil may get enriched with nitrogen for the second generation or second crop. Okay, this is one method of natural replenishment of soil. And if you note again, when we can use or we can give the land for the natural replenishment of nutrients, how can we do that? By keeping the land as uncultivated for 3 or 4 or 6 months. Okay, so that's all about this chapter. Thank you.